Hello everyone, our group is going to present on topic 5, SWOT analysis on investing the real estate industry in Vietnam and Cambodia because of the recent wave of relocating industrial operations from mainland China to other Southeast Asian countries. This is the structure of our presentation. There is a phenomenon that some manufacturers and factories are moving from China to Southeast countries in recent years. JLL in 2019 has reported that because the costs in China have become less competitive, so that many manufacturers are relocating their business to Southeast Asia. There are two reasons why China has a large scale of industrial operations. First is the huge population. There are around 800 million labor force in China. The large supply leads to a low labor cost. Also, China had no minimum wages in the past. Companies can hire workers with a very low cost to maximize its profits. Therefore, the industrial operations expanded in China rapidly. So, why is there a wave of relocation to Southeast Asia? There are two main reasons: the increased labor costs and tariffs due to the trade war. Here is a chart showing the variation of labor costs in China and Southeast Asia countries over the years. In 1999, the labor cost of China was similar to other Southeast Asian countries, but from 2008 onwards, the cost in China continued to increase rapidly. China has undergone a much steeper climb than that in Southeast Asia. In 2012, the cost in China was very close to the US. This is a chart demonstrating the manufacturing wages compared to China. We can see that the wage in Southeast Asia is generally much less than China starting from 2010, and the prediction in 2023 that Vietnam will be 65% lower than China. Another reason is the trade war between China and the US. They imposed billions of tariffs to each other so that the manufacturing cost is increased. The uncertainty will also accelerate the relocation out of China. According to a survey from JLL, Southeast Asia is the most preferred destination for the relocation. Therefore, owing to the increased labor costs and tariffs, there is a wave of industrial operation moving out from China to Southeast Asia countries.
Real estate refers to the physical surface of the land, what lies above and below it, what is permanently attached to it, plus all the rights of its ownership. In total, it can be divided into four types: residential, commercial, industrial, and land. The real estate industry has been a very successful business in the construction world, as it covers many aspects of properties, remains consistent, and providing a lot of occupation and employment opportunities. All physical and economical characteristics of the real estate have made the real estate industry attractive and finally into a successful business. From this comparison, Vietnam and Cambodia has different aspects in the focusing development of the real estate industry while it highly supports its economic growth. Since 2014, the Vietnam highly supports the real estate industry by attracting both local and foreign investors by announcing various of housing laws to sell and transfer, and the joining of the CPTPP. It has enlarged the real estate services and increased the safety of cross-border investments in property development. However, Cambodia has less regulation announced supporting real estate investment. Hence, the development of real estate industry have encountered to a few arguments during 2013 to 2015. From this table, we may see that Vietnam and Cambodia share very few common factors in the increasing of demand in the real estate market due to different background, tradition, economical, and banking development. While the Vietnam government supports the real estate industry from both local and foreign perspective, the Cambodia government acts less in the foreign perspective and take less advantage in terms of its economical growth in the local perspective. On the other hand, there are also factors that limited investors' or owners' demand in the real estate market due to the declining of market environment and the developed banking environment, relatively insecure economical environment since 2019. In terms of supply, Vietnam is experiencing a delay in new launches due to the slowdown of international investment and pandemic. Opposite from that, Cambodia is not experiencing any delay in new launches due to the pandemic, but only due to its economic contraction and inflation. In conclusion, we may see that Vietnam is experiencing an overall positive development of the real estate industry, while Cambodia is experiencing an average development of the real estate industry since 2019.
Hello, I'm Louis. Now I'm going to talk about the SBOT analysis on investing the real estate industry in Vietnam, and I will go through the several strengths. The first strength of Vietnam is a political stability country because it's a one-party state ruled by the Communist Party of Vietnam (CPV), and the CPV is in control. Its main aim is economic growth. Its aim is for the Vietnam to become a middle-income country by 2025 and become a developed high-income country by 2045. And the second strength is its low housing price. Compared with other countries in Southeast Asia, Vietnam real estate prices are still relatively low, such as the Ho Chi Minh City costs around USD 3,000 to 6,000 per square meter, but in Bangkok it costs around 7,000 to 9,000 per square meters. So Vietnam, compared with those in major Asian cities, the overall housing prices are also relatively low. The third strength is rise of the middle class. Vietnam population now is about 98 million, and 70% of the population is under 35 years old. And the median middle class currently accounts for 30% of the population, which is expected to reach 26% by 2026. The rise of the middle class will increase the demand for real estate. And the fourth strength is the GDP per capita increase. Vietnam per capita GDP has reached 2,700 US dollars, and it is increasing year by year. Income will improve the consumption capacity, which will increase the demand for housing. This will help enhance the potential of the real estate market and attract more foreign investors to participate. But also there are some weaknesses in Vietnam. The first one is they have a 50 years land use right certificate. Foreigner can retain an LULC for 50 years only, while local can have one indefinitely. The second one is they have some restriction for foreigner. The ownership of units in an apartment building may not exceed 30% of total units in one apartment building for foreigner. So the foreigner investor may concern about it.
There are mainly three opportunities arise from external factors. The first one is foreign-owned enterprise (FOE). The second is foreign invested enterprise (FIE), and the last one is foreign direct investments (FDI). I'll talk about them one by one. Due to the US-China trade war in 2018 and COVID-19, foreign-owned enterprise (FOE) shipped their production line to Vietnam. These companies include Samsung, Apple, and Google. As a result, there is an immigration of talents that create the needs for housing, and the invoicing of capital raise living standards, so more quality real estate projects are demanded. Due to various treaty and grants in Vietnam, such as the EU-Vietnam FTA, the World Trade Organization membership, and the Progressive Agreements for Trans-Pacific Partnership, there's a closer collaboration of Vietnam with different foreign countries, and this increased the confidence of foreign invested enterprise, so more quality real estate development is conducted in Vietnam. To attract foreign direct investment (FDI), the Vietnam government promoted the investor state dispute settlement mechanism and modified the law on residential housing. This provided greater freedom for foreigners in Vietnam real estate market. There are mainly two threats in Vietnam real estate market. The first one is property bubbles. The second is strong competition. If the real estate economy becomes too prosperous in Vietnam, there is a risk of formation of real estate bubbles. If the downturn of economy happens, the risk of bursting of bubbles become apparent, and this may be dangerous to property owners. The land of big cities in Vietnam is limited, and the demand keeps continuously high. So there will be a strong competition among foreigners, and this creates a rise in price of the properties.
Hello, I'm Marvrick. This part is going to discuss the strengths of the real estate industry regarding the manufacturing relocation in Cambodia. One of the key growth drivers is the garment manufacturing. For more than a decade, Cambodia actively embraced the Factory Asia model of growth, which makes it the 9th garment export country among the world. Another pivotal attraction is its trade privilege. Cambodia is one of the few countries that enjoy benefits from all GSP schemes maintained by developed countries. Classified as a least developed country, most products from it are subject to low to nil import tariffs. The most significant strength is the FDI-friendly business environment. The government offers handsome incentives and brings in new technology. Under free trade policy, foreign companies can fully own and repatriate profit and capital. Eligible projects can enjoy tax and duty exemptions. Besides, a relatively low level of startup capital is required. This can diversify investors' portfolios, especially for small and medium enterprises. On the contrary, there are a few downsides. Firstly, due to the lack of infrastructure and the local supporting industries in Cambodia, manufacturers have to import most of the raw materials such as fabric, threads, and accessories from other countries. Secondly, as much of the attractiveness lies in the low labor costs, the rapid increase in the minimum wage has eroded this advantage. Thirdly, the labor productivity wasn't keeping pace with the climbing wages. Because of the lack of technical and vocational training schools, there is a shortage of experienced and skilled workers, even management expertise. Lastly, laws and regulations in the construction sectors are not effectively enforced. The quality and safety of the properties are questionable. These are the internal aspects affecting the investment on the real estate market. Thank you.
Thank you, Marvrick, and I'm Max, and now I'm going to talk about the opportunity on investing the real estate industry in Cambodia. The first one is the unique property types, and the second one is increasing commercial and retail space. For the unique property types, Cambodia has various types of property, such as traditional wood camper house to attract foreign investment. The traditional house has the property reflecting the Cambodia's unique culture through the appearance of buildings, and it is traditional made of wood and built on slits to protect them from flood. The area under the house is used to live for the stock for safe at night. Due to the continuous growth of the real estate sector, the majority of the house in the central area has been refurbished, and the areas under has been turned into the ground floor structure, which is made of concrete. Many of them has also been converted into industrial or tourism operation. Therefore, the growth of the unique property types can attract the recent wave of relocating industrial operation from mainland China. For the increasing commercial and retail space, the Cambodian sense for shopping has come a long way from the traditional hawker stand, wetland market, and the shop house. The expansion of the middle classes has also embraced the concept of retail at malls and podium. The demand for more retail options has also drawn the attention of retailers. After talking about the opportunity of investing the real estate industry in Cambodia, now I will talk about the threat. The first one is decreasing the GDP growth rate, and the second one is Cambodia's title law. For the first one, the decreasing GDP growth rate, as you can see in the graph, the GDP is keep decreasing slowly. The construction industry attracts the largest share of assistance from foreign investors, which is 90% of the FDI from the Asian investor. However, the Cambodian construction activity are not likely to grow at a steady rate. The government and the foreign investors are prioritizing in the infrastructure development along the other industry index of the industrial industry, and this is challenging to maintain the growth rate, and the overseas investor may relocate the industry operation to other places instead of Cambodia. For the Cambodia title law, in 1989, a succession of new law and regulations were passed along the private ownership of land, and 2001 the new land law is created along the system, and more than 2 million land law titles has been issued from the Cambodians. The ownership of possession of property can be proved by one of three different forms of Cambodia, which is a letter of possession, a certification of title, and a form of private ownership of the co-owned building. The various types of title may give disincentive to the overseas investor, and the overseas investor may relocate the industrial operations to other places instead of Cambodia. And now I'll pass my time to Peter.
Hi, I'm Peter, and I will make a conclusion for our whole presentation. In this presentation, we have discussed the reason on why the industrial operation of China will be relocating to Southeast Asia. It is because of the boost of China industry, which resulting in unaffordable operation costs, including labor costs and costs such as land lease. The second reason is low operation cost is provided in Southeast Asia, especially for labor costs, which attract the industrial operation from China to move in. The third reason is the trade war between China and the US, which also increased the cost of industrial operation costs from taxes charged. We also discussed the real estate industry in Vietnam and Cambodia, including the legal context and their real estate market. Finally, we made a SWOT analysis on investing real estate industry in Vietnam and Cambodia after relocation of industrial operations. So I can summarize with SWOT analysis on investing real estate industry in Southeast Asia countries from the case of Vietnam and Cambodia. Countries in Southeast Asia are mostly provided with a friendly environment for foreign investment, such as low tax, low labor costs, and most of them are looking for real estate development in their countries because of reasons like urbanization and rise of middle class. However, countries in Southeast Asia usually incorporated with immature law system and also their own real estate industry, which disturbing the investment and development. However, the relocation of industrial operation is providing opportunities which are capitals for the real estate market to develop, as the foreign enterprises will invest in real estate market for premises to operate. However, at the same time, they are also bringing threats of property bubbles and competition to the real estate market. So to forecast a little bit on the future, the relocation of China industrial operations seems to be continuous as the trade war between China and US is still ongoing, and the boost of China industry are rapid and unstoppable. Hence, the impact of real estate industry will also be continuous. The demand on real estate market in Southeast Asia will keep increasing, but it also creates tremendous competition on investing on it. So this is the end of our presentation. Thank you.